Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt that something about your hair just didn't look quite right, even though the cut was fine and the styling was polished? The truth is, the color of your hair can have a bigger impact on your appearance after 60 than most women realize. While the right shade can soften your features, brighten your skin, and make you look radiant, the wrong one can instantly add years, leaving you looking tired, harsh, or even washed out. For many women over 60, hair color is a secret weapon of confidence. It's not just about covering gray, it's about choosing shades that reflect your personality, flatter your skin tone, and enhance your natural beauty. Yet time and again, I see women sticking to old habits or experimenting with trendy colors that don't serve them well. And unfortunately, these choices can make us look older than we truly are. That's exactly why this video exists. Today, we'll uncover 7 specific hair colors that, while popular, often backfire on women in their 60s. More importantly, you'll also hear about the subtle alternatives that can make a world of difference. By the end, you'll know exactly which shades to avoid and which ones to embrace so you can look vibrant, fresh, and confident every single day. And speaking of colors that can quietly add years, let's start with one of the most common shades women hold on to for far too long. Jet black hair can look dramatic and elegant on the right person, but after 60, it's often one of the least forgiving shades a woman can choose. The reason is simple. Deep, inky black creates a very harsh contrast against mature skin tones. As we age, our skin naturally loses some of its warmth and elasticity, becoming softer and lighter. When placed next to a flat jet black color, every fine line, wrinkle, and shadow is emphasized, making them appear more pronounced than they actually are. Instead of bringing youth and vibrancy, this sharp contrast often makes the face look harder and older. Another challenge with jet black hair is how it reacts to natural light. While lighter shades can reflect and bounce light to add dimension, jet black tends to absorb it. This creates a one-dimensional effect, making the hair look heavy, flat, and almost wig-like. For women over 60 who may already be dealing with thinning hair, jet black can make hair appear even less full and more lifeless. It's no surprise that many women who cling to this shade end up feeling that their look is outdated, even if they maintain a stylish cut. So what works better? Instead of jet black, consider deep chocolate brown, soft espresso, or a dark mocha shade. These hues still provide richness and depth but soften the contrast against the skin. Adding subtle highlights or lowlights in caramel or chestnut can also bring movement, shine, and a youthful glow to the overall look. The goal isn't to abandon dark hair completely, it's to choose shades that enhance your natural beauty without overwhelming it. Rich, dimensional colors can frame the face gently and bring out the warmth in your complexion. And if jet black is too severe, the next color on our list causes the opposite problem. It drains the face of vitality by being far too cool and washed out. At first glance, ash gray hair seems chic, modern, and even a little edgy. It's been a big trend in recent years, especially on younger women who love that icy, silvery tone. But for women over 60, ash gray can be surprisingly unflattering. The issue lies in its undertone. Ash gray carries a very cool, almost bluish cast. When paired with mature skin, which often becomes thinner, slightly drier, and may already have a cooler undertone, it can exaggerate sallowness, highlight under-eye circles, and make the complexion appear dull or even sickly. Imagine wearing a gray sweater that's just a shade too cold for your skin tone. It washes you out instead of lifting your face. The same happens with hair color. Ash gray may look sophisticated in theory, but in practice, it can leave you looking tired or unwell, even if you feel perfectly fine. Many women try this shade hoping for a sleek, fashion-forward effect, only to hear comments like, "Are you feeling okay?" instead of compliments on their style. Another drawback of ash gray is how it photographs. In natural light, the color can sometimes read flat and lack dimension, especially if it's applied as a single shade. For women over 60, this lack of depth can make the hair appear thin and lifeless. Without warmth or highlights to break up the coolness, the overall effect can be aging rather than refreshing. So, what should you try instead? If you love the idea of embracing gray, opt for a silver blend with softer, warmer tones. Shades like pearl gray, silver white with a hint of warmth, or even a salt and pepper look with carefully placed highlights can brighten the face rather than dull it. Adding lowlights in soft beige or taupe can also provide depth and movement, giving the hair a more youthful and natural finish. The key is balance. Cooler tones can look beautiful, but they should be softened with a bit of warmth to keep your skin glowing and your features defined. A professional colorist can blend grays in a way that enhances your complexion rather than competing with it. And while ash gray might make you look washed out, the next shade on our list takes things in the opposite direction. It's bold, fiery, and attention-grabbing, but instead of adding vibrancy, it often overwhelms and adds unnecessary years. There's no denying that copper red is a striking shade. Its fiery orange and bright undertones can turn heads instantly. But while this color has a youthful, energetic vibe on women in their 20s or 30s, it often works against women over 60. The problem is intensity. Copper red is such a strong, saturated shade that it can overpower more delicate features and exaggerate redness in the skin. As we age, our skin naturally develops changes in pigmentation, redness, uneven tones, or rosiness around the cheeks and nose. Copper red hair magnifies these areas, making the skin appear blotchy or inflamed. Instead of enhancing your glow, it draws attention to imperfections you'd rather soften. For some women, it can also make their skin look thinner and more fragile, creating a contrast that feels jarring rather than flattering. Another issue is how copper red fades. Unlike softer browns or blondes that can grow out gracefully, copper tones tend to lose their vibrancy quickly, often turning brassy or orange after just a few weeks. This not only adds maintenance, but can also give the hair a dull, artificial look that feels far from timeless. So what are better alternatives if you're drawn to the warmth of red? Deep auburn, chestnut, or burgundy shades can offer richness and elegance without the harshness of bright copper. These tones still provide that sense of vibrancy, but in a way that complements mature skin rather than clashing with it. Adding subtle highlights in warm caramel or mahogany can also create dimension and movement, helping the hair look fuller and more natural. Copper red isn't necessarily bad. It's simply too bold and unforgiving for most women past 60. With the right tweaks, though, you can still enjoy the drama of red tones in a softer, more refined way. And while copper can feel too bright and fiery, the next color on our list falls on the opposite end of the spectrum. An icy blonde shade that promises glamour but often leaves women looking washed out and unnatural. For decades, platinum blonde has been associated with Hollywood glamour. From movie stars of the past to modern celebrities walking the red carpet, this icy, ultralight shade has carried an aura of sophistication and daring. But while platinum blonde can look stunning on screen, in real life it often creates the opposite effect, especially for women over 60. The first issue with platinum blonde is its intensity. The shade is extremely light and icy, which can clash with mature skin tones. As skin naturally loses pigmentation with age, it tends to look softer and sometimes slightly uneven. Platinum blonde can amplify these changes, making the skin look sallow, yellowish, or even washed out. Instead of brightening your features, it can drain color from your face, leaving you looking pale and tired. Another challenge is texture. Platinum blonde requires significant bleaching, and that process strips the hair of moisture and protein. For women who may already have fine, thinning, or fragile hair, bleaching can cause breakage, dryness, and frizz. What should be a sleek, glamorous look often turns into a high-maintenance struggle to keep hair smooth and healthy. When hair looks damaged, it inadvertently adds years to your appearance. There's also the matter of realism. Platinum blonde is not a naturally occurring shade for women over 60, which means it can look artificial or even wig-like. In everyday settings, it often feels out of place and overly dramatic. Instead of achieving effortless elegance, many women find that the color actually calls more attention to their age rather than disguising it. So, what are the alternatives? If you love light hair, consider softer, warmer blondes like honey, beige, or golden blonde. These tones provide brightness, but with a warmth that flatters mature skin. Adding lowlights in caramel or sandy tones can bring dimension and movement, making the hair look thicker and more natural. For those who want to blend gray gracefully, a mix of silver blonde highlights with softer beige undertones can strike the perfect balance between sophistication and authenticity. Platinum blonde may always have its place on the silver screen, but for women over 60, it rarely delivers the youthful, glowing effect that's promised. Instead, leaning into softer blondes with depth and dimension can help you achieve a radiant, timeless look. And while platinum blonde can feel too icy and artificial, the next color on our list is deceptively simple. Many women think it's the safest choice, but when worn too flat and dark, it can actually make your entire look feel heavy and outdated. Dark brown is often seen as the safe choice. It's classic, easy to maintain, and less harsh than jet black. But when worn as a single flat shade with no highlights or depth, dark brown can actually add years instead of taking them off. The problem isn't the color itself, it's the lack of dimension. Flat dark brown hair absorbs light rather than reflecting it. Without any variation in tone, it can make your hair look heavy, dense, and even lifeless. On women over 60, whose hair may already be thinning, this one-dimensional look removes any sense of movement or fullness. Instead of giving the illusion of thick, healthy hair, it often makes strands appear dull and weighed down. Another challenge is how flat brown interacts with mature skin. Because it's such a deep, uniform shade, it can create sharp lines against the face, exaggerating shadows and emphasizing features like jowls or fine lines. The result is a more severe, less flattering frame around your face. Many women choose this shade hoping for timeless sophistication, but instead they end up with a look that feels heavy and outdated. The good news, dark brown doesn't have to be off limits. The key is dimension. Adding warm highlights in caramel, honey, or even a soft chestnut tone can completely transform flat brown into a radiant, youthful color. Techniques like balayage or soft lowlights create depth and movement, giving the impression of thicker, shinier hair. With just a touch of contrast, dark brown can become elegant and flattering rather than harsh and aging. Think of it as enhancing what's already there rather than covering it up. Your natural warmth shines through, your hair catches the light, and suddenly the same dark brown feels vibrant instead of flat. Flat dark brown may seem safe, but with a little adjustment, it can go from weighing you down to lifting you up. And while dark brown can feel heavy and overly dense, the next color on our list is on the opposite end of the spectrum. It's so light and faded that it can actually make you look invisible. Many women over 60 choose blonde shades because they believe lighter hair looks softer and younger. While that can be true for the right tones, pale yellow blonde often has the opposite effect. Instead of creating a youthful glow, this faded shade can make skin look dull and hair look lifeless. The issue lies in the undertone. Pale yellow blonde tends to have brassy or overly warm hints that clash with mature skin. Rather than brightening the face, it can emphasize uneven pigmentation, age spots, or redness. The overall effect is that the face appears sallow or tired, even when you're well rested. In other words, what was meant to soften ends up draining your natural radiance. Another drawback is how pale yellow blonde interacts with hair texture. Because it's such a light shade, it can highlight thinning areas of the scalp, making hair look sparse. Without depth or dimension, the color tends to blend into the skin tone, almost erasing your features instead of framing them. This can make women look older, not because of the color itself, but because of the lack of contrast and vibrancy it creates. So, what should you try instead? Warmer, more dimensional blondes are the secret. Honey blonde, golden blonde, or even beige tones with soft highlights can add light without washing you out. These shades bring warmth to the complexion, reflect natural light beautifully, and give the illusion of thicker, fuller hair. If you love going lighter, ask for a balayage or highlights that add contrast at the roots while keeping the ends soft and bright. The goal is to keep the softness of blonde without crossing into a faded, brassy territory that feels outdated. A well-balanced blonde shade can lift your entire appearance, giving you that sun-kissed, radiant look at any age. And while pale yellow blonde can leave you looking washed out, the final mistake on our list isn't about a specific shade at all. It's about playing it too safe with just one flat color, which can rob your hair of the youthful movement it deserves. When it comes to hair color, many women over 60 fall into the habit of choosing a single uniform shade. Whether it's all over brown, solid blonde, or deep black, the result is the same: a flat, one-dimensional look that unintentionally adds years. Hair without highlights or lowlights lacks movement, depth, and light reflection. Instead of framing the face in a flattering way, it can appear heavy, stiff, and even artificial, almost like a helmet. The truth is, hair color should do more than just cover gray. It should enhance your natural beauty by mimicking the way light naturally hits and shifts across your strands. Younger hair often has subtle variations, sun-kissed streaks, lighter tips, or natural shadows underneath, that give it vibrancy and energy. A solid, single shade erases all of that, leaving you with hair that looks flat and uninteresting. Another drawback of one-dimensional color is how it interacts with mature skin. Without contrast, the hair doesn't provide definition to the face. Fine lines, sagging, or uneven skin tone may become more noticeable because there's no play of light and shadow to soften the features. Ironically, many women choose one color thinking it looks polished and low maintenance, but it often ends up making them look older and less dynamic. The solution? Dimension. Even the slightest highlights or lowlights can make a huge difference. For brunettes, caramel or chestnut ribbons add warmth and life. For blondes, honey or beige tones can prevent hair from looking washed out. For women, embracing gray, silver blending with lighter and darker streaks can create a chic, modern effect. These touches don't have to be dramatic or trendy. They simply reintroduce the natural variations that flatter your face and make hair look fuller and healthier. Think of highlights and lowlights as the finishing touch that elevates your style. They don't scream for attention, but they quietly add sophistication and youthfulness, ensuring your hair enhances your look rather than aging it. Flat, one-dimensional color may feel easy, but it robs your hair of its natural sparkle. By adding just a bit of dimension, you'll see how quickly your hair and your confidence can come back to life. And now that we've uncovered all 7 hair color mistakes that can make women look older after 60, let's bring everything together with some final inspiration to help you feel radiant, confident, and ready to embrace your best look at any age. We've just explored 7 hair colors that, while popular, often work against women over 60. From jet black that creates harsh contrast, to ash gray that washes out your complexion, to pale blondes and one-dimensional shades that rob your hair of life. The wrong color choice can quietly add years to your appearance. But the good news is this: you don't have to settle for colors that age you. With the right shades, subtle highlights, and a touch of dimension, your hair can truly become your best accessory. The key takeaway here is simple. Color should enhance, not compete with your natural beauty. Whether you lean toward warm brunettes, golden blondes, or gracefully blended grays, the right choice will brighten your skin, soften your features, and help you project the confidence you deserve. It's not about hiding your age, it's about celebrating it with elegance and authenticity. Remember, hair color is more than just a style decision, it's a reflection of your personality and your spirit. After 60, you've earned the freedom to choose shades that make you feel vibrant, modern, and true to yourself. A few thoughtful adjustments can bring back radiance, and sometimes even make you look 10 years younger without changing a thing about your haircut. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your own experiences in the comments. And if you're ready for even more inspiration, be sure to watch our video on gray hairstyles that look modern, not old, or the best hairstyles to hide thinning hair after 55. After all, beauty at any age is about confidence, and with the right hair color, you can let yours shine brighter than ever.